125, the Patriot Channel. Without further ado, let's go right back to our caller lines now. And against my better judgment, we're going to take our troll caller. Let's go to Anthony in Pennsylvania, who's not named Anthony and not from Pennsylvania, but he's a troll. Regularly calls in. Hi, Anthony. How are you?
Hi, you get no real callers, so they got to take my call.
So Anthony, we've got plenty of real callers on the line. Hold on. So how do you come up with these various names and states and stories and all these new phone numbers? It's pretty amazing how you do this. I'm impressed.
Stupid question. It's really not very difficult to come up with names and states.
But you change your number all the time, too. It's pretty impressive. You've really put a lot of work into this, right? Do you have nothing better to do?
Hey, I got a check from Tenet Media made out to you. Where can I send it to?
I have nothing to do with Tenet Media. Not a fan of them. Next question.
Are you sure?
Nothing to do with them. Nobody at Breitbart does either.
I love how.
By the way, I actually think that that's pretty bad corruption. Honestly, if you're getting $400,000 a month, you probably have something wrong, right? And you maybe probably need to ask some questions about that, right? There's a reason why I have nothing to do with people like that.
You don't think Tim Pool?
I don't know what Tim Pool was getting. I don't know about Tim Pool. I don't know what Tim Pool was getting. I know that Benny Johnson was getting $400,000 a month because that's what the indictment says, right? Look,
he's a real conservative.
I think there's issues with that whole thing, right? Look, but again, I have nothing to do. By the way, Benny Johnson has a long history of issues, right? He had a long history of problems with plagiarism, right? Multiple different times, right? It's not my speed, right? That's just not how I roll. But anyway, do you actually have any substantive point today, Mr. Troll?
Yeah,
who's not named Anthony, not from Pennsylvania?
I love how Trump let it slip out a few times this week that he lost the 2020 election.
Okay, do you have any actual substantive point, Mr. Troll, or are we going to have to move on?
Do you think he lost the 2020
You've heard
election?
me explain this repeatedly. Yes. Move on. Do you have any other why are you talking about 2020? It's 2024.
Why?
Do you think Kamala Harris's economic policies are going to be good for America? Do you think Kamala Harris's economic policies are going to be good for America?
I could care less as long as she doesn't try to overthrow an election and the Constitution. I could care less.
So if she loses the election, should she certify Donald Trump as the winner?
If she listens to nut jobs like John Eastman and Sidney Powell, yeah. So Trump.
Well, hang on. If you listen to nut jobs like John Eastman and Sidney Powell, you're saying that she should not certify the election then? You're saying Kamala Harris should not certify the election? So she should certify it. So if Donald Trump wins the election, she should certify it without question. So that's good. At least we've accepted the fact that the Team Harris troll is willing to accept Donald Trump as the winner of the election. Thank you, sir, for the call. We're gonna move on. Thank you, troll. Okay, let's go to Ron in Ohio on line 1. Ron in Ohio, you're on Breitbart News Saturday. How can we help you today?
Morning, Matt. Hey, I was just curious if there was a Trump rally or